Hey everyone, it's Nathas. During my last video on the SolForge Fusion Alpha Client, I went through and did a campaign with a double Omni deck, and today I'm going to go through and do another campaign with that deck, just to show off the permanent upgrades and see how this deck runs. So let's get into the campaign, and right now it is level 6. The upgrades that I got from my last run through, I got Mage's Call, which changes my level 2 Forgeborn ability to become Play a Mage for free. We've got Krogial Mastery, so at the start of the game, swap out your level 3 Forgeborn power with create and play level 3 Krogius. And then we've got Tempest Alliance, so whenever I play a Tempest spell, your non-Tempest creatures get +2/+2. So those are the 3 upgrades that we've got on this deck during our last campaign run. And then just to do a quick run through of the deck once again, the red half has a Disintegrating Omni as well as a bunch of other really aggressive creatures, and then the green half has a Disintegrating Omni Betrayer as well as some life gain and some really aggressive like Pack Basher and Sated Decayosaur and so on. And then we've got obviously 2 Disintegrates and a Botanimate, and then a bunch of pumping and damage related spells. So it's an interesting deck, and we're going to run it through the campaign again and see how we do, especially with these permanent upgrades. Specifically, this just create a level 3 Krogius is a very strong one, so I'm interested to see how that goes. Alright, so we get to pick our first upgrade through the new campaign. So at the start of each encounter, all levels of one of your random creatures gain activate. If you played a spell this turn, give it +2 attack. Your level 2 creatures have mobility 1, or at the start of each encounter, all levels of one of your random creatures get stealth. So I'm going to pick the mobility 1 option just because we have a Yeti Warcaller in the deck. So giving everything mobility is a nice way to potentially protect some creatures as well as trigger that Yeti Warcaller. Alright, so then our options are either to play against Ironbeard, comes into play with 2 armor for the turn to each creature. Steel Rosetta, so when Steel Rosetta replaces a creature, the new creature will get +2/+2. Or Cersei, so each player will sacrifice one of their creatures at the beginning of each deck cycle. I don't think I've played against Steel Rosetta on stream yet, so I'm going to go through the Steel Rosetta. Alright, so likely what we're going to do is just go Disintegrating Omni, and then disintegrate whatever their second creature is. That way we can just get 2 triggers. Like, the other option would be to go with the Glowhive Siren, but I think I'd rather just go with the Disintegrate. That way we're pushing 6 damage on this turn and only taking 2. Alright, so we're seeing another Omni, so we're definitely going to play it. We're going to deal 6 damage right off the bat using these Omnis. And then we hope that something gets played that we could Disintegrate just to deal 6 more. That's what we'll do. So playing a Tempest spell is going to let me buff my non-Tempest creatures. And then we ready both Omnis. And now I just activate twice and deal another 6 damage. So we got an Arrogant Scavenger that got dropped in front of the Omni, which I'm okay with, especially because the Omni lives. So we'll double activate here. We have a creature with decreased health. So even though I can't see the opponent's deck, or because I'm not looking at the opponent's deck, I don't know what type of removal it has, so I'm just going to throw out the Undeady first, just so we get it for free for sure. And then I'm going to drop out a Shifting Bartok, and I'm going to drop it here just to kind of be a blocker. And then we're probably going to be playing the Sated Decayosaur in front of the War Machine unless a turnabout creature gets played somewhere, or a creature that could be good for turnabout gets played somewhere. So at this point, neither will die off of a turnabout, so I'm just going to go Sated Decayosaur. It gets that buff from that Bartok. So we're dealing 8 combat damage. We've got a lot of creatures left on board, and we have another Omni to play. So that's definitely what we do here is we drop the Omni, we deal 5, 3, and then 3. And the next card we're going to play is that Pack Basher. Oh, I forgot. I had my ability that would have let me play a mage for free. I could have done that and not even had to play the Omni as one of my plays. We're going to play that Pack Basher, which should be more than enough to win the game here. All right. So that's the first game pushed through. That was a quick one for sure. Alright, let's see what our potential upgrades are. So at the start of each encounter, all levels of one of your creatures gets activate to upgrade a card in your discard pile. So it turns it into a Necromancer. That's a pretty cool upgrade. One of them is at the start of each encounter, one of your levels, or all levels of one of your random creatures gets, when this is dealt damage, it gets +5. Or you have 1 armor. So I think at this point, I do like the idea of upgrading cards. Sometimes it's easy to miss when a creature gets one of these like special upgrades because it comes to a random creature. So actually, as a result, just for the sake of ease of play, I'm going to pick Pax Vengeance, just because obviously if I start upgrading a bunch of cards, or it's only one random creature, if I don't notice that creature has that ability, I might not play it, or it might force me to play a creature that I don't want to play. So I'm just going to go with Pax Vengeance. That'll help me push some extra damage anyway. Alright, so our options here are Rooted Wartusk. So when Rooted Wartusk gains health, its creatures lose Defender. We've got Adept. It plays free spells whenever a player's creature dies. Or Seasick for Underground River, which is when a player's creatures move or are moved, they lose 2 health. So we're gonna go with Adept, because I'm pretty sure Adept is very, very aggressive. Alright, so to start this off, we might as well go Omni. And then see what they do. I'm probably at this point gonna just drop out this Yeti Warcaller because it's gonna be nice to have it leveled for that level 2 mobility option that I have. That's an upgrade for this deck. So we're gonna go Yeti Warcaller, and we might as well play it into an open lane and try to deal some damage. Combat Necromancer. All right. So we'll definitely start by activating the Omni. Because we have a damaged creature, I'm going to throw out the Undeady. I don't have anything that can move right now. Part of me wants to Disintegrate, but if I drop the Glow Hive, then I could go Pack Basher and have a full board. So maybe that's kind of a better move here. Pack Basher. Yeah, you know what? We're going to go Glow Hive. Even though the Disintegrate seems nice, I want to play this Pack Basher. Ooh, okay. So now that this has the extra buff, I feel like part of me wants to now kill this Gloom Reaper Hag. Now the Adept, whenever a creature dies, it will get a free spell. So the question is, do I want it to get free spells now or after? As of now, almost everything is going to die. So you know what? The only thing that's going to live is the Gloom Reaper Hag, and I guess potentially the Yeti Warcaller as well. I think I'm going to be greedy. I'm going to play the Pack Basher. And we'll see what gets played out of these free spells. Ooh, it had nothing to play. All right. I got very lucky there. So we'll start with the Disintegrating Omni. Oh, hold on. I put that in a bad spot because I want to be able to mobility just in case. So we're going to put the Omni over here. That way I could play the Everflame Phoenix if that's the best move. Oh, well, I guess it Lightning Branded over its Gloom Reaper Hag. So that was not an ideal move for the AI, but I guess I'll take it. So now if that's the case, I'm going to play the Phoenix, which will let me deal 3 damage somewhere, and I'm going to go to face. Okay, so my Basher is dead. And that Ice Storm kills a bunch of stuff. And the Conflagrate. That's a crazy little turn. Oh my goodness. The Adept just wiped my whole board. That was pretty wild. Now I'm wishing that I disintegrated. Alright, so part of me wants to take this damage here. I get the free mage actually, so that's nice. So if I start by playing my mage for free, or you know what, we'll do that second. I'm going to start by playing a Yeti Warcaller, I think. I'm okay taking 9, I think. Alright, because now we're going to go play mage for free. Oh, but I also get the chance to... Alright, this is fun. So I'm going to start by activating this for mobility. Then we're going to deal 4 damage. Is that really worth it? It's 4 damage to a creature. You know what? No. I feel like that's too much. That's too greedy. This part of me wanted to go mobility and then disintegrate this. But I think instead we're going to activate, do a Mage's Call. We're going to activate, and then we're just going to disintegrate. That would have been like too cute to try to kind of activate this Yeti Warcaller just to mobility these around. I do want this to live, and then I did kind of trap myself for not having mobility next turn, but I guess it's fine. I'll take the 9 damage here. Alright, so this is actually pretty solid here because we got the other Omni. The question is, do I want to do anything at first? No. The answer is no. We're going to deal 5 damage. 5 damage. We'll disintegrate this. And then we're going to deal 10 more. Do we want to save? No, we don't. All right. So now we're going to look at our potential upgrades. So both you and the enemy player start with 20 more health. That's counterproductive for what I want to do. The start of your game, your level 3 creatures get printed. When this is destroyed, reanimate this in its lane. Wow, that's strong. Granted, I don't know if I'm going to be getting to level 3, but that's a really, really strong ability. Then at the end of the deck cycle, give your creatures +1/+1 equal to the deck cycle. I'm going to pick Necromantic Chant because that's pretty insane. I don't know how often we're going to trigger in this campaign run, but I really, really like this ability. Alright, so we have Guardian ZZYX. So at the start of your second turn of each deck cycle, it gets 50 armor this turn. At the start of the third turn of each deck cycle, it gets +2 attack. We've got Fit of Rage to give creatures with Breakthrough +2 attack, and we've got Apocamancer. When it replaces a creature, he deals damage to the player equal to the current cycle. I don't think I played against Apocamancer yet, so let's do that. Interesting. So I could technically go like Disintegrate here, but I kind of like the Bartok into Basher. I'm gonna empty lane the Bartok because this is stealth, and it won't kill that, and it won't survive. Or no, you know what? That'll just be annoying in front of this. So let's just do it. So it's gonna take 2/2/2. So it's gonna survive 3 turns after the stealth. All right. So at this point, we might as well pack Basher here. It'll be a guaranteed kill, and it only takes 2 damage. Alright, so we'll start with a Disintegrating Omni. So we'll drop it in this row. So I could technically just Disintegrate here to level it up and to deal 8 damage. I feel like that's probably my best bet anyway, just to deal 3 extra. Oh, and it does buff my other 2 creatures, so I do really like that move. I keep forgetting about some of these permanent upgrades. Alright, lots of War Machines. Alright, so we're going to be taking some zap damage. What was actually played, though? Let's check. Mechanical Reinforcement. So this is a card for the client that just says play up to 2 Gizmo minions. That's a pretty fun one. I wish this was a real card. Maybe it will be. Alright, so we'll start with an activation. And then I'm going to go Glow Hive here. Let's gain some life. Force a replacement there, otherwise that Gizmo is going to die. Gauntlets. I guess that's another way to make sure that that lives. But I think we're just going to Botanimate here. So yeah, that Gizmo, or not that, it's going to give it +4, +2 to make it a 4/4, but I still just want to make that happen, so we kill the Wisp. Alright, so we'll deal our 3 damage. So our ability right now is I could play a mage for free. You know what? We might as well. Let's play this free Lightning Tamer. And I'm just going to Ice Storm and kill this. That way I can Botanimate my second ability, or my second go. I will take some damage, but it's fine. I think I'll take like 2. Alright, so that should be enough for the kill. I'm definitely looking forward to when the encounters get a little bit tougher. I do think that as they develop the game a little more, they're going to make these battles a little bit harder. The AI also will grow a little better and probably play a little more efficiently. But right now, once you start getting some of these upgrades, it just makes it so easy against some of these levels. Because right now, it's like every card I play is getting so much value with some of these upgrades that we're seeing. So our next upgrade is at the start of each encounter, all of the levels of one of your random creatures gets +2/+2. Or at the start of the game, all levels of one of your creatures gets deploy. Give this +1/+1 for each creature in your banish pile. I feel like Grave Echo is cooler, so let's pick it. Now our 2 options here are either the basics, so each turn the basics heals its injured creatures for 2 health, or Bricks, which plays Bricks' Workshop. So I played against Bricks before. I haven't played against the basics, I don't think, on camera or on stream, so let's go for the basics. Alright, so we'll start with an Omni, like we always do. And then we'll pass. So there's not a great way for me to kill this right now, unless I just want to use my Decayosaur to kill it. I feel like the Lightning Tamer is a little bit of a better upgrade at this point, just because the extra bodies. But removing some of these creatures too could be pretty useful. So you know what? I've talked myself out of it. We're gonna go Decayosaur. Alright, so my Omni is dead. And it's gonna heal 2 health. Alright, so man, I really hope I get to use this turnabout. But we'll start with the Disintegrate, because we know we could kill this one. And then we'll Botanimate whatever the next thing is. Although the War Tusk here is not horrible, because it kills this creature and lives and gains some health. I think I'm going to be greedy. We're going to play the War Tusk. Like, Botanimate's a better card, but at this point I want a body on the board. Alright, so we'll go Disintegrating Omni. Just too big to be disintegrated. So as a result, let's go Pack Basher, I think. Let's push some damage. Oh, I wonder if all the creatures that the basics plays are going to be Venerable or Stout, basically with no abilities. Because that would kind of meet the theme of, like, basics. So we're going to activate our Omni. The Sated Decayosaur is pretty nice here because it's going to become a 14/7. So I think that's what we're going to go with. And because we're off Forge, I'm going to drop it in front of the Profix. It's a little bit harder to kill. And it's got, oh yeah, it's got mobility because of, oh, I forgot about this with the Yeti Warcaller and stuff. So we're going to play it here. And we're going to mobility it to the side. So then I can play a Yeti Warcaller. So we're going to play the Yeti Warcaller here. And then we get to deal 3 damage to something. This is going to die, this is going to die. This really won't matter, so we'll deal it to face. Now granted, once again, I've blocked in my level 2 creature for mobility. Gotta love it. Alright. So at this point, I'm on Forge. I don't have any mages here to use my ability for. At this point, if I go Bartok into War Tusk, I guess that's the best way to have a creature live in front of this. So I'm going to play the War Tusk. It's going to get the buff. Then I'm going to mobility here. You know what? I kind of want to deal the 3 damage here, but I'm going to go to face once again. The fact that it gets 3 armor for every time it plays a creature, really strong too, because these are all going to live and then just regain health. Alright, well this turn should be the turn that we get there, because we're going to activate to play a mage for free. Then we're going to play our other Omni. Oh, hold on, because we could actually just win right away if I move this first, and then play a mage for free. Then we play, we activate, and activate. Alright, so now it looks like I think the next battle is Reclusa. Alright, it is. So let's look at our upgrades here. So all levels of a random enemy creature gets a printed -2 attack. At the start of the damage, deal 10 damage to the enemy player. I think that's what we're going to take, but let's look at the third. So at the start of each encounter, your creatures get a printed 2 armor. So we're definitely going to go for the extra 10 damage just to start, because that'll really help us push some Omni damage and try to get a quick win. Alright, so we're definitely going to start with Omni. Oh, and this is the creature that got our, when it's dealt damage, it gets fine if attack. So that's our first little buff that we're seeing. So I'll activate my Omni first. And then, because there's a lot of stuff that by default destroys enemy minions, I'm just going to go Warcaller. I'll happily push 7 here. Uh-oh. This is going to be hard for me to deal with. I really don't want to animate it. Excuse me. So we'll start with an activation. Let's see what's entered this turn. So I could technically just disintegrate here and activate again. It's not a horrible move. I guess that's what we'll do. So the question is, what do I want to live? So if I play this, or if I let this sit here, this will die. The Gloom Reaper Hag will live. The Spider Egg will be replaced by a Spiderling minion, which will immediately kill my Omni if I don't kill the Spiderling. So right now, I think the way that we deal the most damage is if we botanimate this. It's like, it feels bad. And if it feels bad, we probably shouldn't do it, right? But we're just going to botanimate. Take a bunch of damage so we can activate this again. Okay, so we do have Turnabout here, so I could kill both of these right away, which that's kind of nice. So I'm going to activate here. I will Turnabout. So the Doom Butcher technically shouldn't slay here. So let me make a note here for a bug. Doom. So I use the turnabout to kill. Alright, so I'm just putting in that bug, so that's something that they could work on fixing. Because in general, Slay should only happen when it kills an opponent's creature, not one of its own creatures. Okay, so now that we got that in, our Omni got a 2/2 buff from the turnabout being a Tempest spell. Alright, so that's why that's the way it is. And then at this point, I guess I want to level the Pack Basher, and I want to kill that. So we'll play the Pack Basher. I'm going to deal 7, take 3, and it will gain 3, but it's worth it. I'm definitely starting to take a lot of damage, though. Oof. I was hoping that I'll be able to activate my Omni again. So I think we're going to want a Lightning Tamer free, just to be able to get 2 bodies out, and we'll do that second. If I play the Everflame Phoenix first, those are both the same. So at least we'll be able to play it, and then mobility, just so that'll die. I don't want my creatures to be webbed, so this is just going to kind of stay here. So we'll do that first. Oof. Alright, that was pretty strong. So what was that called? Captured. So you web the enemy creature with the highest health. Each of your creatures gains +3. That's an incredible card. So webbing basically makes it lose its abilities and loses all of its attack, and it gives it defender. So it just kind of gets stuck in the back now. So I'm going to play this Yeti Warcaller, but it's going to die, unfortunately, no matter where I play it. Or I could play it in front of here, and it's going to just get webbed, and I don't want this to be webbed. So I guess the way that we handle this here is we play it in a location where we know it's going to kill something. Because I had a creature move, I'm going to be able to deal 3 damage somewhere. But I do need to play this mage for free, just so I could get some blocks. So the whole board on this side is going to live, or most of my board's going to die. I think I just need to go face here and hope that I could run it out. Uh-oh. Well, no, I got a turnabout, which is pretty nice here. So these two will kill each other in the current state. So at this point, I just need to drop a creature somewhere. None of these are going to kill anything. I guess the Pax Blessing will make a 5/5. This will make a 3/9. Yeah, everything that I would play here would die. So can I disintegrate anything? I don't think so. Nothing yet. Nothing was played yet. So I guess here we'll play the Pax Blessing because it'll turn into an 8/8 next turn. So I'll make a 5/5 this turn and an 8/8 next turn. This is not looking good. So we're definitely going to turn about. Just let those two kill each other. This is going to get +2/+2, which I forgot about from that red spell. So at least this will trade 2, and we're in a little bit of a better spot than I thought we were going to be. We're still not in a good spot. Oof, and it's only a level 1 Disintegrating Omni. So how are we going to do this? I could activate to deal 3. Some off forge, that's going to be helpful. I'm going to take a lot of damage this turn. There's no way that this Omni will live if I play it. The Bartok into the Mangasaur is not going to help because I'm just going to only deal 5 damage. So that's not going to kill anything. So I think we just need to block the biggest creatures here. And maybe we'll start with the Decayosaur. Like, I don't want to take the 3, but I also want to kill something on the board. I think we're going to have to play the Decayosaur here. So if I do that, and then I block the 7, I'm going to take 9, and then 3. Oh, actually, if I play this here, it lives. So that's the benefit. Then I'm going to be taking too much. So I need to prevent the most possible damage. Especially because it's going to replace something probably there to push even more. So we have to block the demon first if we want to try to live. Now, there's no way for me to get an Undeady for free, because nothing has a large enough toughness to live through the Mangasaur, unless this one gets +1/+1 for each creature in the banish pile. So let's check our banish pile. Empty. What? That doesn't make sense. I'm just curious to see if this activates. So Shoto is empty, but I will become an 11/9. And then it will take enough damage. Okay, so that's not bad. So we are going to play the Decayosaur as well. Or I mean the Mangasaur. So we're going to start with an Omni just to block. And deal some damage. And it's going to do the most here. And then we pass. I don't actually know what that played. My pretties, play 2 Spider Egg minions in your empty lanes. I feel like it wants me to be able to live through this turn. So we're going to play the Mangasaur. That's going to get the buff. We're going to deal damage to the Mangasaur to deal damage to one of the creatures. And then we're going to play the Undeady just to block. So we're going to play the Mangasaur. It's going to become an 11/9. We're going to deal 5 damage to it. Oh, but it's still too high of a health. It's okay. At this point, that's really our only option. And then we'll just deal as much as we can. Here, I'm going to take 9, and then it'll be what it is. And this one has a bigger power, so that's what we'll deal this to. Oh no, that's going to web it. Man, there's a lot that I have to worry about right now. And this will get web too, so we're just going to... Oh, yep, hold on. This is stressful. That's going to get replaced. I don't want to web either of these. So if I'm doing this, I take 5, 9, 12. I think we just have to kill the Gloom Reaper Hag. That's the only option. Oh, but I forgot. I get to make a level 3 Krogius, so that might be my saving grace here. So the Ice Storm's not going to kill anything. The Lightning Tamer will block 2. So we'll play that level 3 Krogius because that's going to be critical. And we'll do it I guess here. Oh, if I do the Bartok first, it'll be a little bit bigger. So that's what we're going to do. So this is where the most damage will be coming from. Then I'm going to activate, play Krogius, give it +2/+2. Then we're going to play the Lightning Tamer and hopefully block out. And actually, we'll just play some of the other locations, because this only webs a level 1 creature. Thank goodness for that Krogius, otherwise I don't think I'm winning that encounter. So even though with all these upgrades, honestly, that upgrade from last campaign that we played that gave us that level 3 Krogius is the only reason why we made it through that alive. Because that Reclusa, even though it had 10 less health, just pushed out a lot of blockers and a lot of damage, and I did not get my Omnis the way I needed them. So we got lucky there, I will say. So by the deck reaching level 7, we got another gold card, which as of right now doesn't do anything. And remember, we're in alpha, which is why. So now we have an option for upgrading our deck. So whenever one of my dinosaurs comes into play, I may have, if I have another dinosaur, it battles up to 1 creature. So I don't have enough dinos to make this worth it, I don't think. There's like 3. Tempest, so at the start of each of your encounter, your Tempest creatures get a printed +3 attack. I think this is the way to go. Because Everflame Phoenix getting +2 health is not as good as all of my Tempest creatures getting +3 attack. Another gold card. And those are our upgrades. So now our deck is at level 9. And then we can see we have that Mage's Call for our level 2 Forgeborn ability, our Krogial Mastery for our level 3, the Tempest Alliance, so whenever I play a Tempest spell, my non-Tempest creatures get +2/+2, and now that new upgrade of Tempest's Fury as well. So thank you for watching this second playthrough of a campaign with this deck, showing the additional upgrades. This Reclusa was definitely a lot harder than the last Reclusa that we went through. We got very lucky that we were able to play that level 3 Krogius for free off of our Forgeborn ability. Otherwise, I do not think we win that encounter. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.